Okay, so that's, I mean, that's where the heaps are kind of more useful. Now, um, to basically you have to balance these heaps also. Aditya, did you have a question?
It's mean
Go
one
ahead.
second.
Yeah, go ahead, Indra.
Uh, Objects are stored in the heap, right?
Oh, okay, okay. So good question. I mean, okay, so that heap and this heap is different. So the object where you do a new, right, or a pointer, so that heap is it that heap points to a certain section of the memory. Okay, and this heap is a
RAM.
this heap is a data structure.
Okay.
Okay, so that those two are different things. So that heap it refers to a specific section in memory which is reserved for dynamic memory allocation. So that's a different heap, but this is more of a data structure heap.
Okay.
Okay, so those two are, I mean, different thing, but it's a good question. Are you clear, Indra?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now, to basically do all these operations that I showed you here, that you go from here to here and balancing the heap and whatnot. So there are certain functions how you can do that, right? So let's see the function called heapify. Okay, so heapify is a function, right? So heapify is a function uh, which will try to uh, basically maintain the heap property. So what it does, what it takes internally is a heap, and heap, as I said, heap you can implement heap using an array, right? So it basically the heapify function as an input, it takes an array and uh, it takes the index in array that whose value is not in proper order, right? So let's say something like this. Like, okay, let's say 20, and then 10 and 15, and then let's say this is so we said this has to be more, right? So we'll take this as 16, and this is 12, right? And this is 10. So let's say this one is 9 and this is 8, right? So if you see in this case, basically this node is at a wrong place, and so is this, right? So ideally it should be something like this to maintain the heap property, right? So if I put this in array, it would look something like this. So 20, then 10, 15, 9, 8, 12, and 16, right? This is how it would look like. So in this case, basically, if I want to call heapify, I will call heapify on this array and this node. I is this, right? So if I take 1, 2, so 3, my I is 3. That means my third node or is not in proper order. So I have to shuffle it, or I have to move it somewhere to maintain the heap property. Okay. So in that case, what I do is first I go to that node, I check its left node, and I see if left is larger than the 15, right? Then I'll temporarily mark left as the largest value. Okay, then I check whether what is my largest value, left or this one, and then I'll see if, and I'll compare it with the right, and whichever is the largest value among three of those, I will shuffle that value with this value. So let's say among three of those, the largest is 16, right? So I will shuffle 16 and 15, right? So basically that's how it would look like, right? Okay. And for example, let's say if I have more levels that goes down, right? Then what I do is, then I'll try to call the hippify function on this node again after moving this 15 here, and just